Hey, did you know that Woody Allen attributes his success to just showing up, right? Woody Allen says 85% of his success is attributable to him just showing up. Didn't need to be the best, didn't need to be the most prepared every time, or the tallest, or the most talented, or the fastest, or the smartest. He needed to show up. And the 85% of what he got done in his pretty solid movie career was that he was just showing up to stuff, and especially to stuff that people didn't necessarily want to show up to. They had taken a pass. They didn't go to the audition. They didn't go the extra step and decided to go call it a day versus doing the power of one more. He just showed up. And that's what he says made him most successful. Let's talk about attracting clients, right? And not chasing them, not hoping clients will find us, but actually creating momentum, right? Creating a situation where we're working on a strategy. It's a simple strategy, and it's a simple strategy that is repeatable because it is so simple. And so here's kind of what a lot of business owners, a lot of realtors run into. They're overwhelmed, right? They're constantly trying to figure out what the next thing is, what really is working these days in real estate. And the advice that they find out there and get from others is all over the place, right? And you've heard it. Post a lot more on the social media. Let's maybe start a podcast, right? Maybe let's rebrand again. There might be something wrong with my logo. If my logo was brighter, crisper, more modern, more on trend, maybe I'll get more clients. They'll naturally find me. They'll be attracted. And so they do all that stuff. And look, here's the deal. It works, right? There's nothing wrong with an awesome logo. There's nothing wrong with having a great social media presence. In fact, you should be working towards having those. But here's what happens a lot. They become noise for a deeper issue. And the deeper issue is we're doing a lot, but not always doing the right things. And worse, we use the complicated stuff to get in the way, right, of doing the actual simple stuff that actually works. So a mentor once told me, and continues to tell me, success is simple, not easy, right? You got to make peace with the boredom of success. The boring stuff, the successful stuff, the simple stuff feels boring. It's also where the success and results typically live. So, we think I need a new logo. I need to flood the DMs with content. I should break into the luxury market, right? And they work. I've had clients do that. But here's the deal. So instead of finding or spending 2 days comparing fonts and color palettes for your new logo, what if you just made one intentional move today? Let me tell you a story. In the beginning of my career, I made it a point to get involved, right? So I did things like go to the class across the street at the brokerage who wasn't our brokerage, but I thought that they had something interesting going on, and I wanted to meet some of the other realtors. I went to the happy hours where it had been a long week and I needed anything but another chicken finger. What I needed was a nap and to get back and get that CMA created, right? I went to the educational events at our realtor events that sometimes were a little more dry and less creative than we had hoped. You go to the broker open, the new construction tour. We did those things, right? We went to the trolley tour where I'd already seen the homes, or was focusing on a couple of listings that I thought weren't all that sellable, and we still went on the tour just to show up, be seen, be supported. And here's what happened. After not too long of kind of just showing up to everything and meeting people, shaking a ton of hands, and meeting other brokers and agents from other brands, we got a big referral. We got a referral by an agent at a different brokerage, different brand and different brokerage, for an 18-unit building here in Philly, and we sold it. And the other agent hadn't been successful. In fact, they only had sold one. And the seller asked them for a referral, and they gave it to us. And we worked at a different brokerage. We've done a really good job, I thought, of getting out there and meeting lots of other brokerages from other brands, and just becoming a professional who people could recognize. They would know. They got to trust us. We had great conversations. We helped them sell their listings. They helped us sell a couple of ours. And it was a community, and we showed up in it and helped build it. Not super complex. Went to some happy hours, did the trolley tour when I didn't really want to, went to a couple of real estate things that were less exciting than you might have hoped. That was all it took to begin to build that type of presence, where other realtors from other brokerages would refer us listings. And so you don't need a perfect brand to connect with people. You just need to be present. And sometimes the most important connections are those you least expect. But believe it or not, they remember who showed up. So look, attracting clients is about doing everything. It's about doing a few things right repeatedly, right? Usually we make it a lot more complex than that. It's actually simpler then we make it. And listen, I'd love to hear you, hear from you. Here's what I want to know. What's one thing you did? What's one time you showed up to something where something really good eventually came of it? Let me know. Put it in the comments. And look, if you want a more simple, clear strategy around this, and even some others that actually move the needle, click on the link below. I've got an analysis down there that you can click in and fill it out. It's part of some of the stuff that you'll see. And this video is a part of my effort to meet people kind of where they are. And what I still think is the best industry in the world. So if it resonated with you, fill out that questionnaire, the gap analysis. You might really like it. And consider sharing this video. Listen, I'd love to hear from you. And here's what I'm curious about. What's one time that you just showed up, right, at a time when it was really inconvenient, didn't want to go, didn't need another chicken finger or a mozzarella stick, wanted to just go home, right? What's one time you actually showed up, you bagged your salad lunch at the office and went outside, got to a broker open and met great people. And that came, and something good came of that. What's the last time something like that happened to you? Let us know in the comments. Listen, if you want a little more help with this clear strategy and some others that actually move the needle, click on the link below, do that gap analysis, takes a couple of minutes, right? And that'll unpack some of the other stuff that they probably just haven't told you yet, which also is pretty simple and can make a really big impact in what you're building. And listen, if this video is for us and for me to do the kind of connecting that I talked about doing with clients earlier in my career, if you thought it was helpful, you found a little bit of a nugget, I'd love if you take it and send it to somebody else today who needs to hear the message too. Thank you for doing that. Have an awesome day. See you soon. See you next time.